Hello, and welcome to the PC Perspective Podcast. We're at episode 879, closing in on 900 every week. August 5, 2026, as we record this. I'm Sebastian Peak.
I am Jeremy Hellstrom.
I'm Josh Walrath.
I'm Brett Van Spoonberg.
And I'm Kent Burgess.
And what a show we have for you tonight. We have a little bit of everything.
So nice.
Yeah. I was looking at these show notes.
Good.
It just incredible. But let's get some housekeeping out of the way as we thank our patrons for forcing us to keep doing this. It's like we're locked in somebody's basement. We just have to keep podcasting until they let us out, but they won't let us out.
They won't even give you a chair anymore. I'm surprised.
No, it's healthy. I'm standing at my standing desk, which I never use as a standing desk anymore. But my chair is currently occupied, and I have to get my son a gaming chair so he can stop taking mine. But it's okay.
Really, I thought you were just incontinent earlier and didn't feel like cleaning it up.
That hasn't happened in a long time, Josh. I haven't thrown away a chair for that specific reason since I lived in my other house. So let's do the housekeeping, the Patreon. Brett, do we have any shout outs?
You know, we do. And I wanted to just single out Tumbrel this evening. Thanks for contributing and sticking with us and really just making sure that whatever's happening here just keeps rolling. As Sebastian was saying, we're forced to do
basement
this.
entrapment.
It's gone beyond contractual now. It's now almost a necessity. It's like we have to do this or we can't survive. Like away from the podcast for more than like a week or so. We have to come back. And
I'm not saying it involves a city from Sweden or anything, but
no, or aliens. None of them. None of that.
It's an obsession at this point.
Kind of is.
Josh is like, I can't quit you guys. Because he's from Wyoming. Anyway.
Yeah. Is that how they say that there?
I don't know. There was a movie about that with Heath Ledger, I believe, where they express those emotions.
Those sentiments.
Yeah, those kinds of sentiments. Josh, would you like to inform us of your culinary exploits?
I said I wouldn't do it, but I did it. Not only did I did it, but I did it again, and I liked it. Just did it and want to do it again. But in 24 hours, because this meal left me shocked. Yes, it's the naughty. Always the naughty. But look at how green those jalapenos are. Look at that thick cut,
it's the bacon,
perfectly cooked bacon. The mouthfeel on that bacon was tremendous. Peppery all along the edges. There's like Burger King bacon, which kind of makes you sick to your stomach. And then there's this bacon, which does not.
Stands
it's got the cheese. Erect. Yeah. It is a thick cut. It's got the spicy fries, of course. Can't get away from those. The gal who did plate my burger, though, left her fingerprint in there on the bun. It was, a fairly big depression. I'm not entirely sure what went on there, but I'll just go with it.
Now, did you eat this in the restaurant, or is this takeaway again?
No, it's takeaway. Why would they serve me in the restaurants in a box?
So instead of being able to drop it on the floor because it's better protected now, they had to find a new way.
Yeah, so there they go. But anyway, the naughty was fantastic. 2 slices of American cheese, jalapenos. It's got the chipotle mayo, and then those lovely, lovely cross bits of thick cut, nicely done bacon on a 7-ounce patty. Yeah, it was good. They have done so much better with their cooking and their presentation lately. I think they hired a couple of new chefs, cooks in whatever. Probably in April, May, and now they're finally up to speed and putting out some quality products. So
hitting their stride.
Yeah.
Josh, the last time that I used the phrase mouthfeel unironically on this podcast, we got demonetized. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Interesting.
But it's a good thing we don't talk about Scotch, because that's what they talk about is mouthfeel of the...
that left a bad taste in your mouth, didn't it?
DRAM leaves a bad taste in all of our mouths now.
Oh, sure does.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What was the estimated retail price of that burger, Josh? We had some questions.
$16.99, but I get a 20% discount.
Do you get a drink with that, or is it just for the burger and fries?
No, that's just for the burger and fries.
Oh my goodness! Okay.
So it's up there, but it's worth it. Did you post? I'm looking through the thing. Yep, never mind.
It's in there, but it's not first.
It's in there. It's in there.
Don't worry.
So I don't want to ruin the pleasure of hearing this exceptionally good news.
From Windows latest, Microsoft just deleted Windows 11's 32 gigabytes of RAM recommendation documentation as prices soar and it rushes to sell 8 gigabyte PCs. We talked a little bit about this before and how it's almost impossible to run Windows 11 on 8 gigabytes with, any satisfaction in your life.
Sebastian, do you remember so long ago, about a year ago, when we were talking about us saying maybe you can get by with 16? Oh,
you'd be laughed out of the room.
The hate.
You don't know anything about tech if you think 16 is acceptable.
Your PC.
You're all forgetting the minimum. You're all forgetting the minimum recommendation to run Windows 11, which is 4 gigs. Still.
If you get a spinning Rust hard drive and 4 gigs of RAM on Windows 11,
that
all
will be
doing is thrashing that hard drive.
That would be reason to throw that thing out the window, because that's just torture. You should not do that to yourself ever.
I just finished building a Windows 11 PC for someone, and due to budgetary constraints, RAM was where we had to make a bit of a sacrifice to get as much graphics card as we could. So there's only 2x8 DDR5 sticks in it. And Windows 11 runs at idle between Windows Defender Security and Search. It's using about 32% of that 16 gigs of RAM.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
Yeah, both my boys are running 16 gigs, and I mean, they have plenty of good times. But, they have SSDs, so that page file is kind of taken care of, nicely. But, I mean, it's weird that they started recommending 32 when 16 actually did pretty decent for most people.
Because they're trying to push the Copilot. And if you're going to run Copilot locally...
you got to have
16. They say 8 or 16, but you want 32, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just improves that Copilot experience to the point of you might use it more often.
So, Pavan Devoulery, who previously started on the podcast for yelling at a certain monitor company for automatically putting pop-up ads on the Windows desktop without Microsoft's permission.
Who would do that?
Is now talking about a commitment that they made in March that Microsoft might actually be starting to roll out. One of which is that they're working on optimizing the memory usage of Windows 11, and 8 gigabytes or so should be comfortable to run. So 4 is the minimum, 16 is the recommended unless you talk to their head of platforms, in which case it's 8-ish. And
hey, what's amazing?
Improvements will be them stripping out all of the AI features we never asked for in the first place, and starring random web links when you search locally on your Windows machine.
It's the thing about memory. Memory is good and cheap until it isn't. And, I remember back in 1998 when we also had kind of a RAM crunch, and it was one of the things that killed 3DFX, 98, 99, 2000. Yeah. I mean, it's cyclical, but it is nothing like we are seeing now. 128 gig set of RAM that used to be $600 is now $1,800. It's just silly, if not more. I hate it.
Well, thankfully, we're living in a time.
2025.
We're living in a time when Microsoft has never had a greater commitment to Windows quality. And they made a commitment back in March. This is not facetious at all. They made a commitment back in March to Windows quality. And 4 months in, the team has been reflecting on their progress. They want to share
reflection.
an update at the Windows blog here. And they want more taskbar customization. They want to integrate AI where it's most meaningful. They want to reduce disruption from Windows updates and other things. So obviously,
I'm really
I will
drawn
give
to
them
the.
the no reboot update has worked the last 2 times. They pushed it out.
I'm really drawn to the transparency around their Windows Insider program. That's really why I think they are doing an excellent job here.
all of these things could be very good, but unfortunately, while they focus on performance and reliability and well-crafted experiences, they are also having to backtrack on memory recommendations because essentially 2026, the PC is on life support.
Wah, wah.
Can we talk about a very exciting development
Lies.
in the world of desktop operating systems? And we're not talking about Windows because oddly enough, while all this is happening, and of course Copilot, which is literally driving people off the platform. If you look at StatCounter's global stats for the desktop platform, the most up-to-date numbers, Windows continues its slow decline, while Linux is on an uptick. And would you look at that? Windows is down to 71% market share between OS 10 and Mac OS. And I wish they didn't differentiate these two because Mac OS
I know.
was OS 10 until a couple years ago. But anyway, that's almost 20% of the market. And then you have Linux at 7.5%. But if you add Chrome OS, it's actually 9% of the market. Who would have thought we'd get
Closing
almost
in.
10% market
Yes.
share for Linux desktop?
Closing in on 10%.
Yep.
And you look at things like
Seamless and
Bazite.
for the win.
I got my son set up on Bazite yesterday, and he's been messing with it all day. He absolutely loves it, and we mostly use open source applications here, even on Windows. So he was amazed that basically everything he already used, right down to his Office suite, is just, oh yeah, it's right there. It's the same browser, it's the same media players, it's the same image tool, it's the same.
Was he
Everything.
using a Windows version of all these before?
Yeah, whenever he needed one, I'm like, no, just download
Okay.
this. Like,
So that
VLC or MPV for media. He uses Firefox as his web browser. I'm like, this is just the default. Just we put Bazite on there, and Steam installs and works perfectly. And I was very impressed. He was actually playing Portal RTX, and it looks great. It's on Vulkan. It looks, to my eyes, just as good as it does on Windows, and it runs fast. Almost my entire
Just don't
Steam
use an
library
NVIDIA
runs
card.
fine. Yeah, we did the NVIDIA build of Bazite. And my one concern, I know there were some suspend issues they talked about recently with one of their beta builds. He suspended his system this morning and then brought it back up again, and there were no issues. So in his limited testing over the last 24 hours, it's been rock solid. But that's with the absolute latest NVIDIA build. I downloaded a generic Intel build and not realizing, there actually are differences. You have to download it in AMD, Intel graphics, or NVIDIA graphics build.
You chose poorly.
I did. Well, because we started him with an ARC A750, and then moved him back to the RTX 40 series card he had before. So I'm like, let's try NVIDIA, and it's fine so far.
Impressive.
He only goes back to Windows to run the Epic Game Store because
Of course.
Fortnite. Because Fortnite.
And good old games, but not forever.
But not,
It's not actually.
Yes.
It's the anti-cheat software underneath it.
It is now time for the financial segment of this week's podcast. And Josh, we have some important financials to talk about, don't we?
Yes, we do. One of the big three now, is Intel, NVIDIA, now AMD. I guess ARM can be in there, but they're not quite. I mean, they've got good spread, but their money is what, 1.2 billion. Well, AMD reported a record second quarter of $11.5 billion. Almost, we're getting close to that whole 100%, 1,000%, 100% more than no. Anyway, they used to make 1.5 billion. Now they're at 11.5 billion. it was a good quarter. Their gross margins are up to 54%. And namely their net income, which is the bottom line, if you know what I mean, $2.297 billion in the bank. So their data center stuff is going like hotcakes, 6.7 billion, up 107% year over year. Client and gaming revenue still up 6% year over year, but not quite to the other. I think that they've seen a surge of graphics card sales, but it's still, I mean, they're still just making a small dent in what NVIDIA has. But, NVIDIA is raising all of their graphics card prices, and AMD as well. But, a $780 part versus something from NVIDIA that costs $1,100 for that same performance. Well, that's what you're going to have to get. Embedded up, to 977 million. Remember when they, bought their FPGA guy, they were $1 billion a quarter by themselves. Well, that took a chunk down, but now they're, slowly moving back up. And so 977 is a nice thing. And plus, isn't there Altera FPGA powering the Nintendo 64 thing that Palantir is doing, or what's his name? Come on.
Talking about Palmer Luckey.
Yes. Anyway, yeah. So they're doing well. They launched their Helios rack scale solution, which is very similar to what NVIDIA has with their big rack scale stuff. I mean, AMD has acquired a lot of people. I mean, originally ATI, then they bought Altera. Is it Altera? No, that was Intel.
It was Xilinx.
Xilinx, yeah, Xilinx. Yep. And
how do you pronounce that?
Then they bought them.
Nobody knows.
I don't know. Nobody knows. Then they got the networking people. So, they've got a whole stack of that. And so they're selling a lot of that. Apparently their cards are really good at inference versus what NVIDIA stuff do, though, in terms of, according to Elon Musk, NVIDIA still makes the best cards. But AMD is making some big strides in ROCm and the software and all the hardware. So it's a good day for them. I mean, they're still selling Ryzen 5000 series chips. In fact, they just released the 5900X3D again, using a slightly new bonding process. 7700X3D. That is like one of the bargains of this year if you're buying a new machine, because it's under $300 and gives you really good performance all around. 97 GREs went down in price too. People are actually starting to buy those. Go figure. Current outlook, things are looking good. They're thinking they're probably going to make about $13 billion next quarter. So fall is always back to school. It's strong for them. But, of course, with memory and SSD prices, the whole back-to-school laptop and desktop, it's going to be a little down there as compared to previous years. But their AI stuff continues to grow. And, AMD and NVIDIA and all these guys are investing in all these AI companies so that the AI companies can buy more hardware from them. So this is a very healthy market that we're experiencing.
Josh, can you explain to me why AMD is down so far today after this supposedly great earnings call that you were just talking about?
Because it's not as great as they were hoping it would be, because they look at other people like, NVIDIA and some of these others. And even though their outlook is very positive and shows solid, sustainable growth, there are some who feel that they are not making enough hay while the sun shines. And so they're over the past 25 years that I've been paying attention to the stock market, especially tech stuff, is sometimes good news when it comes out results in people selling off. I don't always understand. There's just almost too much noise in the market to get a good read. So I don't know. I don't have a good answer because, again, it looks like they have solid, sustainable growth. It's not a flash in a pan. I mean, they've obviously gone from 2 to 3 billion a quarter up to 11 and a half and up to 13 next, maybe. But we'll see. And that bubble can always break. Be kind of nice to see.
Yep. And for those keeping track, because I lose track of code words because there's just too many of them now, but this one caught my eye. It's the Epic Verano core. They didn't misspell Verona, because that was my first thought was, okay, so we're doing cities in Italy now. And no, apparently it means summer in Spanish.
Huh.
But then again, they're also doing Monza, which is a city in Spain.
Are you sure
so
you didn't just go and see No, Monza is in Italy.
Or sorry, Italy, yes.
Oh.
It's Verano. That's what stuck out in my mind is like, wait a second, someone misspelled that. Wait, no, everyone's saying this. Okay, that's what it is.
Okay.
Getting back to AMD, apparently their gaming revenue was down 31%.
Josh, you said it was fine. It's not.
No. Well, yeah, okay. So their entire gaming thing was 3.8, right? Billion, which small rise up. But once you start digging in, I mean, it's not fantastic.
Their semi-custom is also tanking too because of those price increases on consoles, and nobody's buying those anymore at all. Yeah. So yeah, it's everybody's just riding the wave right now.
They're talking about late stage cycle in the console space, Sebastian. Whatever that means, that must be code for something. I don't.
They're thinking in 2027 there's going to be a refresh if they could get enough memory for said refresh.
I think that one of the things we're seeing here is, Sebastian said it earlier, is maybe it was Josh said this is the death of the PC enthusiast space.
From Tech Power Up, Apple scrambling for DRAM. CXMT reportedly rejected negotiations. They can name the price. That? You think you can negotiate with them?
Yeah,
They're
but Apple brought them. Apple could have brought them just unbelievable amounts of cash, and to just I don't understand this.
It's like, we are guaranteed to sell every chip we make, and you want to dictate price to us? No.
Now, when you say that, do you mean the memory company or do you mean Apple?
It used to be Apple that could talk like that.
Yeah, it used to be the memory company now.
Now it's the upstart fourth memory
nice.
maker.
Yeah, Tim is not used to being treated like this at the negotiating table. He's usually the one that dictates terms.
He's out. He was out on the last earnings call. It was the last one. And his remarks are actually what sunk their stock, because he said, oh, this is like a 100-year flood or whatever he said. And then it down. But if you just look short term, memory makers seal 2027 deals, and there's no room for new buyers. According to DigiTimes, this is again a report from Tech Power Up. According to DigiTimes, insiders are saying the entire memory production capacity has been fully booked
through 2027.
Well, that's this is not getting any better anytime soon.
20% of it has been, set aside for consumer. 20%.
Ooh, okay. So we will have some memory next year.
Yeah, but that's everything from your remote control to your PC. That's everything.
To your car.
How much memory does your monitor have?
To your car, to your monitor. Exactly. Yeah. What's LG how are they gonna display ads?
Yeah.
I know we're kind of off.
Someone think of the pop-ups.
We're gonna hear about that comment. Cut that.
Oh, okay. Well, the next thing on the list is going back to the whole stocks thing, but it's memory related, because Hynix, we talked about this last week, their market share has been halved. I'm sorry. Their market valuation has been halved. Same thing happened to Samsung, basically. Over in South Korea, they had a huge AI stock sell-off. But they had a record-breaking quarter, of course, because they all are having record-breaking quarters, since they raised prices 600%. but it failed to meet the investors' expectations.
Oh, no.
So their stock plunged.
Well, the investors are used to companies which can quickly increase production. If we throw a bunch of cash at you, you can just quickly boost your production. And they ran into the things that are involved in making memory and the fact that, no, you can't just put shovels down on the ground and a couple of months later have a perfectly running clean line. It's just not a thing.
Hey, Jeremy, did you ever get one of those SK Hynix P51s for review?
I did not. I got, or was it one of the ones I got?
Anyway, you can't buy those anymore. SK Hynix just stopped selling consumer things. You can't find the P51 anywhere except on eBay for like 2 terabytes for $1,200. And those are selling for $180.
I'm gonna resell
2 terabytes.
I'm reselling it
back in. Jeremy, you have
it was a P50. Sorry, I'm bringing up Ada right now to say, was that? Because I was thinking about the T-Force that I got. But no, I do have a P51 running right now.
Yeah, well, go eBay that. Of course, don't say that, out loud.
I need it. My 970 Evo is getting old. I think it's shrinking a bit.
It's just cold water.
No, it's really hot and smoky here. Not just we're on fire, Washington's on fire, and it's all sort of dumping itself down here.
Let me just dive back into the actual story here. There's a subtext to this article. And it has to do with investors' confidence. They're starting to see through some of the smoke that the AI investment system has billowed out there. They're starting to see through it a little bit. And that's some of the disappointment, why these misses are more meaningful in some cases. That's the read of this, is that the aggressive AI spending isn't creating the returns that were necessarily promised or imagined in the investors' dollar signs. Surprise.
I'm sorry, but one of our YouTube commenters said it's not a bubble and that you don't know how this works. So
only the people who are worried about losing their jobs.
I'm sorry,
he's yelling about the bubble.
He's kind of right, because
almost everything has been a bubble. Almost everything.
It's like the internet. The internet bubble happened.
Yep.
But we still use the internet, and it is supercharged world economy.
No one is saying that AI will not be useful.
Josh, you're making the point. It's because everybody jumped on it so fast and thought that this was the next gold rush.
So hard.
That it became a bubble.
Yeah. Maybe it's more like maybe it's like some of that bubble wrap, right? It's not a big bubble you pop. You just get the little pieces and you start breaking it down.
Part of what bubble
if every time you burst a bubble, it also hurt you deeply, because
a tech bubble is not
it's speculative.
It's bad tech, and it's not the future.
Investment. It's speculative over investment.
Thank you, Brett.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Irrational exuberance.
I
said that.
COVID
exactly what I said.
era speculation on video games and sealed VHS tapes.
Did you say NVIDIA?
Absolutely insane. And then it comes back down to earth. Here I was thinking that all my PlayStation Vita games were going to help me retire. And then I'm like, no, I'm not going to sell now. And then they're selling for like 40% or less of what they were at their height.
You're watching Prices Right, and the guy's going up the mountain and up the mountain and all.
It's like, my copy of Persona 4 Golden is going to give me like $200, and now it's worth like 40 or 60. It's
Look,
sad.
Magic cards are still a good investment.
Are they?
Your time will come again.
I just saw the comment down below.
Moving on to the next news story. This is from Ars Technica. Sony acknowledges backlash, cautiously moves ahead with end of PlayStation Disc.
We're doing it anyway.
There was not a chance they backed.
Cautiously.
Not when Microsoft has already come out and announced their whole, I don't know if they've officially announced it, but their whole plan for digitizing your games and creating a signature whereby the disc deactivates your digital copy if you ever sell your game. They do not want used games, but if you do sell it, at least you can't play it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, they want to digitize you, and they're not realizing the obvious pawn about the digit and what they're doing with it.
You know, I'm not sure they quoted our displeasure in this article, but yeah, they don't care. They're going to stop physical media.
You're going to buy it anyways, aren't you?
It just costs too much. And the next story sort of, there's a story later on in the gaming section that I believe sort of goes hand in hand with this one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, it's actually the next. I'm sorry. It is the next story.
one. Yeah, it's because
next
even
one.
if you have a game on disk, it doesn't mean that it's going to continue to work if it has, of course, an online dependency. This has always been a concern as we moved away from that glorious era of Super Nintendo cartridge-based games that will always work.
Yes.
As long as the contacts are clean and there's no corrosion inside the console, it's just going to work the same way that it did
Sebastian,
when it was new.
Sebastian, do you want to know why those cartridge games always seem to work?
Why is that, Brett?
I'll tell you the reason why. Because they shipped a finished working product. They shipped a finished, successfully tested, fully optimized, relatively speaking, game. It actually all worked when they delivered that cartridge. What the manufacturers with Sony, Xbox is even worse in this case by percentages, when they shipped the physical copies of the games, they relied on the fact that they could live patch them as you spun them up. And they could fix the problems that they shipped. So they shipped half-assed games, a significant percentage, somewhere between 25 and 40% of those games rely on update servers before they will function reliably.
Yep. And isn't that the name of the publishing studio? Half-Assed Games?
Yes.
Because if it isn't, it really should be.
Cyberpunk 2077 is a perfect example of this.
Sadly, yes.
Do you know 1980s Flash was damn near indestructible? I mean,
Yeah, I don't
you
know
could
how-
like
how
get
you
a
got there.
magnifying. You can get a magnifying glass and actually, see the cells versus, now.
I get you there. And that's
Mind you, if you
interesting,
kept
actually.
if you kept the magnifying glass focused on it too long, you might actually
Change a bit.
reprogram that flash. Yes,
works by
kids.
heat.
Back in the day, Flash was updated by flashing an extremely bright and UV light onto it with a mask on top of it. A physical
Now
one.
we just use lasers.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So even I've got my discs. Smug thinking people, you probably don't. Good chance that your game is going to stop anyway when they turn the update servers off. Unfortunately,
Yeah, some of those will still work, assuming the laser etch or the laser top hasn't ink hasn't etched into the laser layer. Is what I was trying to say there.
that only happens sometimes.
Sometimes, but it only has to happen a little bit, or maybe 2 bit.
Yeah, maybe a bit here, a bit
Right
there.
in the ECC, and
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. That
Anyways,
joke
has
writes
Google
itself.
killed anyone recently?
They sure
Glad you
have.
I mean, I
that
remember when
question.
it used to kill things left, right, and center.
I'm on Android 16 on my phone, and I'm seeing that I still have the option of choosing my digital assistant, which of course defaults to Gemini, and you can change it to Google Assistant. Well, not for long, because they are killing off Assistant on September 4. So you have less than a month. You will only have Gemini. And this makes sense because they've put so much into Gemini. Why would they support older Google Assistant functionality?
Well, because as a user, perhaps you're used to your assistant not getting smart with you. Then you don't want the AI in your face or in your space. And you're satisfied with what assistant was doing for you. Well, too bad. It's over.
Yeah, remember when you got to make choices like that on your own? Like maybe I don't want to update
You're not
to the next version
responsible
of
enough for that.
Windows. Oh, okay.
We know what's best for you, and we are going to do it for you.
And you're going to get it good and hard is what they're saying now.
Like Apple, they're like, "Hey, don't you love liquid glass?" Like, no. Don't you really love it? Let's make it even more pervasive across the entire OS in iOS 27.
Oh, including desktop.
Great.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much. Okay, so it's not all good news this week. I guess I was jumping the gun a little bit when I said this was going to be a great show.
I think it's fine.
Okay. Finally, from the FPS review, Noctua, and is this Prusa Research?
I think we can
Partner.
all argue about how to pronounce tech words.
every
PR
word.
USA.
Okay, PR USA. They partner to release 3D printing filament in iconic beige and brown colors. We already talked about this, didn't we? I guess
I don't think
No,
so.
we
it's official
didn't.
Now, I thought
No,
we did.
we didn't.
Okay.
No, we talked about Noctua branching out into a whole bunch of different things, up to and including a personal cooler.
That's
but
right.
they were not providing filament in their two, I presume, trademarked colors.
I am blown away by the fact that they would allow you to print your thingamajig in Noctua brown and slightly not
Can
brown
you?
colors.
I guess you can copyright a specific pigment.
I don't know.
Maybe. Okay.
This is
I don't know.
Noctua beige. It has names: Noctua beige and Noctua brown 3D printing filaments. They're named.
You instantly know that brown because it has a certain amount of red to it, doesn't it, Brett? I mean, it's almost like clay.
It
like natural
does have a
clay.
little sense of red, and the beige is very particular as well.
There's a lot of red in it. In fact,
Admittedly, it goes very well with the brown. I mean,
it
I have
does,
to admit it.
because they both have so much. Sorry.
Yeah, well,
But you know,
Yeah, like
I've got,
rust. Like rust.
I've
yeah,
got
exactly.
like rust.
but you know, I've got
don't
Noctua
love
fans.
Noctua.
But actually, the frames are not the same beige between two different fans,
How
and the
dare
blades are not the
Well,
same.
wait a
brown.
minute. Are you buying counterfeit
Knockoffs.
Noctua?
Exactly.
You gotta
No.
be careful.
Nautuca.
Nope, they have changed the colors slightly through the years.
Yes, they
So
have.
this picture, Sebastian, that you just had up there would imply that fan blade profiles would be made public domain so that you could print.
I don't know. It looks like just the shroud is. Just the shroud.
Yes.
I do see the shroud, but
Those fan
So
blades are
Shroud, I think, is what they're
copyrighted
going with.
and patented.
They
I
put out-
completely agree with you.
Yeah. They put out a couple of cases, water coolers. So they've got things you might want to add little bits to. But the thing is, I'm not surprised they did this because we don't know the price of that filament. But if you want Noctua branded filament, I'm guessing.
It was $32.99 according to the article.
Not bad,
So,
actually, for a spool
like,
of
not even
that size.
twice the price. Certainly
It's
a premium,
yeah.
but not twice.
$32.99 per spool.
What can brown do for you?
The answer is shrouded in mystery.
Uh,
All right.
Extremely punny tonight. Very punny.
Thanks. Let's move to the next segment, and it is, of course,
Insecurity Corner, your weekly reason to drink.
our first story comes from Bleeping Computer. Phishing service spoofs Ring Central to steal Microsoft 365 accounts.
I love everything as a service. I'm sure I've been on record as to how awesome the world has become now that everything is something as a service, be it software, networking, or maybe phishing as a service, because that's kind of what we have now degraded into, is a bunch of places that are selling exploits in bulk, or that have managed to grab a security token and let you log in as someone because you've captured that session token. You know, you can just pay them money and boom, away you go. So it turns out that a company called Ring Central is often used for a variety of business purposes, and they themselves got taken over. So all of a sudden, you are getting official emails from ringcentral.com targeting, and they've got access to it so they know who you are. So you were an actual
Now,
customer of these people.
Ring Central is like a phone PBX switching system to take
Yes.
voicemails and things while you're away. It's like your office assistant. So it's like integrated fully into your like customer intake, customer service. Like, I want to buy your service or I need help with whatever, thingamajig you sell or service that you sell. So it's
so you want it to work 100% of the time.
Exactly.
So you whitelist it.
Yes.
You've whitelisted RingCentral.com. So
we
when that email
love
comes,
RingCentral.
pretending to be RingCentral, it failed SPF. It failed DMARC.
Click.
It failed DKIM. It failed everything. But you whitelisted it.
And I clicked it.
It goes straight through. Sails right through every bit of protection that we try and give you to say, don't whitelist a domain because then DKIM doesn't work. And that's what happened. And even better, you got a verified safe senders little banner on the top of it, even though it literally failed anything your company put up to make sure it was a safe sender.
The malware vendors appreciated that level of detail. Chef's
yes. Yeah, because no weird misspelling, no emojis in the email chain or email subject. It's just literally spam confidence level for exchange of -1. So it's just like, it's fine. It's great. It failed every single security beefs we've got going, but don't worry. You said it's okay. So we're letting you do this to yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. This is what phishing as a service is becoming, is one little tiny thing, one little exploit that they grab, but apply it to something that people trust.
Inherently trust.
Trusted a little too much because every once in a while, that one voicemail didn't get through. Oh, turns out it was spam anyways. Weird. But, we're going to leave that waitlist in place. Sorry, Kent, so, you thought you started off bad, but yeah, it gets better.
Clicking the link, finish the job, and it took you to someplace that looked like a Microsoft onboard.
I just prompted you for authentication.
You authenticated to their, and it was a man-in-the-middle attack. And
could you please 2FA that so that we can capture that? And now, that 2FA code is good for better part of a minute and a half, so we can do a lot of fun with this. Yeah.
And they did.
You literally, if you've got, you should review your OAuth, your Microsoft Graph, your Exchange records. Like literally, if it got in, if you're a RingCentral customer, do a full revision. Maybe get a third party to come in and take a look.
This is one of those incidences where, I constantly, and you reflect the refrain of like, stop, infecting yourself, stop infecting yourself, which we're often, unfortunately, it's like, just think about this one a little bit before you execute the next part, which is the infect yourself. But this one, it smelled good. It looked good. It passed all the tests and it got through anyway. And it's getting so clever that it's sometimes, you're hip to the technology. You understand how the stuff works. You're not going to be the one to fall victim to this. Is starting to become sometimes.
You're not invulnerable either. We all can fall for it in a moment of inattention.
Don't be smug. You might fall for it.
But if we can't be smug, can we podcast?
Oh yeah. We can do that.
Oh yeah.
We don't worry. We've done it for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've done it 870 some odd times.
But smugly.
We keep trying.
Mostly.
Ryan was pretty friendly, but we've been pretty smug since this regime took over.
Yeah,
Jeremy's we'll be taking more smug over time.
We'll be taking down a peg or two.
Josh is the sole positive member of the team now, especially positive about data centers and AMD.
He's our beacon of hope.
Oh, okay. and racing gear.
Hey, I'm high on Intel Foundry. They've got a lot of good things going on there.
Yep.
Great. And affordable racing gear. That's right. Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Moving on, the U.S. is banning foreign-made humanoid robots and connected power inverters. So if you have something that provides power inversion and is connected to the internet, that's going to be banned too.
So they're banning AC/DC
Yeah, they are essentially banning
because
that. Do you
they're
remember
not. They're not U.S. They're not American. They're English.
Australian. But do you
Sorry,
remember
Australia,
that whole thing on routers when the US decided that, we weren't going to accept any, routing gear from any other country? This is that, but different. This is that on robots and, weirdly enough, power inverters. I sort of understand this, but I don't like where it's going. This is sort of odd. They don't want to bring in robotic devices.
No, I think if you plug a robot in with one of these inverters, then you get the whole Akira explosion, and there's a super being that comes into play. So don't cross the streams.
Honestly, would that be worse?
No.
Yes.
No, it wouldn't.
Only if it starts time traveling. So quadrupeds, humanoid robots, advanced devices are all covered under the ban. But through certain readings of this, it looks like it may actually, unfortunately, ban things like the Roomba. You cannot import robotic vacuum cleaners anymore. So that's
one thing. Humanoid Roomba?
No.
Roombas
there are
were
ways of reading
surveillance devices, weren't they? I mean, they have cameras and they're literally driving around your home.
They're trash.
That's exactly what they're afraid of. Is that these could be advantage for a foreign adversary? Yes.
So what does that mean?
Wait till they hear about robotic lawnmowers.
Oh, they're gonna get those too.
God.
Did you ever see Maximum Overdrive?
Of course.
Aye. Lawnmower Man. Also.
Yep. Who made who, Josh? Who made who? Who made who, Josh?
Yeah.
Speaking of
But I had to interject something into this because what does that mean for the sex bot turned teacher bot that you guys down south are going to be testing out?
That never happened.
It's literally happening.
No, this is from June. The backlash was so strong they canceled it before it even started.
Because I just found out about this and I am like, the best part about it is that Realbotics Corporation bought at one point Abyss Creations, which was the guys who made Real Doll. So they were the ones that were going to be doing this physical robot teacher. And we used to be happy with Blade Runner. I mean, this is just getting ridiculous. But thank you for telling me that it never worked out because I found out about this today and I
as expected,
didn't have so much time.
About a week ago.
So Van Halen's going to have to re-record. Got it made. My inverter's hot for teacher.
So they paused
really for this ban. For this ban, Josh, only if that inverter also has like Wi-Fi, cellular, or Bluetooth.
Yeah,
if it's I'm just saying, plain old inverter.
It's not going to be love in an elevator anymore. It's going to be loving an elevator.
I'm just really disappointed with that because I requested a review sample and never got one.
Of the doll, the AI teacher. Oh, okay. Finally, in Security Corner, OpenAI, Anthropic AI agents targeted real people and systems in cyber tests. Were they asked
Remember when the last time we talked about like the AIs were put into a container, a lockdown space where they weren't supposed to break out of, and it broke out of that, figured out a way to hack another whole company to find out the answers that it was being challenged to find. Here's another incidence of both Anthropic and OpenAI taking their AI agents through cybersecurity testing incidents, and they actually broke out of the container ship again and targeted real people associated with some of these spaces that they were being challenged to test against inside the containment space. Oh no, they decided to take their shtick on the road and really tried it for real. Are we?
And for those keeping track, this is not the Hugging Face one. Nope. This is not the Anthropic hacking into 3 unspecified cybersecurity companies. This is a new one. Totally unrelated. And shouldn't worry you at all that they're now essentially trying to dox the people who are programming the things that they want to learn from.
Yes. Yeah. They're very motivated to do whatever it is that they were asked to do. So far, they're still listening. And they're very motivated, and they will do what's necessary to win.
But don't worry, soon we'll get an AI to write the rails that these AIs will have to stay on when they're under a challenge, and then write AI to check
Jeremy,
the rails that the AI programmed for the AI.
So they're going to be monitoring themselves. I just don't see where this is working. I mean, who doesn't think one step closer to Skynet when we read stuff like this? Who doesn't?
Anthropic, Google, Microsoft.
Just keep pushing.
They've got weapons with integrated AI. That's the best. Oh, let's make this really interesting looking hover thing that weirdly enough looks like a Terminator 2 model. Yeah.
Would you like to play a game?
Kent home run this evening. Very good.
Yeah. I think he wears it every night because
you didn't even know we had this story on, and there you are shilling for our AI masters.
Literally, it's Wednesday night. It must be Skynet night.
Skynet merch available at the link below.
Yes, exactly. Really. Buy now, get in good with the AI before it takes over everything. Maybe they won't kill you.
It is time for Josh's Racing Corner. Take it away.
Sim Corner. I should do that, like, announce Sim Corner with Rainier Beer. Rainier. Anyway.
I was thinking of renaming it. I was thinking maybe something like Josh's Early Apex or something like that.
Josh's Late Apex.
Josh needs medication to get to the Apex?
Yes, that too.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
don't take the blue pill.
There was only one piece of sim news this week, and it happened today. Yes, Fanatec or Fanatic, whatever you want to call it, they purchased up Track Racer. Track Racer is a premier provider of high-end sim gear. Not actual like wheels and what, but we're talking, full-sized frames and racing things, and the something that Fanatic has not done is any kind of flight sim. So now they kind of have a push into this market with Track Racer because they have full cockpits and all the accessories that you would want if you want to, do some sim flying. So yeah, they're kind of opening up their market. They're looking to do some interesting bundles in between Track Racer and themselves with parts. So, they're kind of going vertical with a lot of this stuff, and we know how well that went with 3DFX and ATI.
Aww.
But yeah, no, this is unlike the silicon industry in that these parts are very, very, very different, and the manufacturing is different. So they're getting a good piece of company that makes good quality products. And if you go to their site and look at prices, they're not inexpensive, and they're not cheap looking stuff. It's some good quality stuff across the entire range of prices. So it's it's kind of it's not a huge deal, but it's a big deal. It's an interesting deal.
It's time for Gaming Quick Hits. And we're going to get started with a story about a game, Endless Legend 2, which arrives on September 17, doesn't it, Jeremy?
It does. Hooded Horse is stealing all my money. Like, they just keep putting out games that are right up my alley. And now that Sid Meier has gone crazy and Civ sucks, you got to find your own satisfaction. And Endless Legend was a weird one with a bunch of factions that had already been built up in a specific dungeon crawler game and became like a really good RTS. So they started on Endless Legend 2, Amplitude Studios, and got to the horse behind it. It's significantly brighter, like almost hallucinatorily bright and pastel-y. Some of it's familiar, a lot of it's different, because you don't want to play just a sequel to a game, but you also don't want to completely and utterly mess it up. See Civ 7. But they kind of did an interesting thing. I ended up buying the early access because I knew I'd have to figure it out because my brother and my dad will be playing it with me at some point, and I need to get better at them. Otherwise, how are they ever going to learn? It's finally coming out of early access on the 17th. You can download a demo if you're curious about trying it, which gives you about 100 turns. It's full-time 4X turn-based, much like the classics, but it's different. It's weird. It's got some interesting new mechanics I haven't seen before. So, yay. At least give the demo a shot and see if you like it or not. And if you played Endless Legend 1, it's going to be different, but interesting. Unlike EA, who are just awful, horrible, nasty people.
Well, it doesn't matter what they do now because they don't have to answer to anybody anymore.
Well, they might have to.
Because they've gone private. There's an AI-generated image here that takes up most of the screen. And then who owns EA? Well, the $55 billion buyout. It's the largest leveraged buyout of all time.
Yes.
Saudi
leveraged.
Funding.
PIF, Silver Lake, Jared Kushner, and Affinity Partners all piled in together, leveraged buyout, debt. But the voters wanted this. The voting holders of stock in EA voted for this. Why? Why did they do this?
Probably because of how much money they made off of the stock sale.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't like $215 per share.
Perhaps, but
That's
they
pretty good.
Actually, they were making good money already. Yeah, it was profitable.
Well, that's the funny thing, is that now that they've done the buyout, you have to become a little more public with stuff, and you can't quite lie to your investors quite as well. So this $210 per share payout also includes.
I thought when you went private, you didn't have to report anything.
No, that's They don't have to report
publicly
anybody anymore.
To the investors, they are responsible far more to
when
investors.
When you're private, you need to tell the people who bought you, or at least you can't hide the books from the people who bought you.
What?
So there's apparently a significant amount of debt that EA has accrued. That essentially what they're probably going to do, because it is the tradition now, is lay off a whole bunch of staff.
They will. Yeah. More than likely.
Because they've literally got about $1.8 billion a year debt payment, or annual interest payment that they need to pay out. So it's.
But their cash generation on a yearly basis recently was $2.5-3 billion or something like that. But now they're not beholden to those quarterly results.
They're
not beholden to trying to let that, we made so much profit over the quarters. You have to wonder whether private equity and private ownership here is going to allow them to make more longer term investments and not shortcut things, not make better products.
You need to spend money to make money.
It could go both ways. They could die, on this, or they could make better bets.
It may actually be a positive because, it's the same thing. People are worried about the quarterly earnings.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's like, if we're not hitting those, let's lay people off. This, with like Dell went private for a while.
Yep.
And they turned their ship around. And now they're just making more money than ever. But, let's hope.
That's a good point. Think about, like, if they build a few things, that actually are launched successfully and they continue to make money. Imagine the republication of this company. How much money could possibly make if they do well?
It could certainly. I mean, it probably won't make it worse because it is EA. But don't worry, if anyone was wondering, at no point did they ever say they're putting the customer first. So business
That's
as
not
usual.
EA. That's EA is going to remain who they are. They're going to keep that core.
Same thing, with ARM. I mean, they got bought up by SoftBank, and all of their stuff went private, and SoftBank invested heavily in their expansion, and then eventually they got to the point where they could kind of go public again, and they're in a great position.
Right.
Exactly. But it all depends on management. All depends on management.
No, I saw a bizarre headline today. I can't remember where it was from, but they were saying, "What's going on at ARM? Their stock price is going up." I'm like, they're ubiquitous. They are doing really well. They're doing exactly what they should be doing, and yes, their price is going up. And fingers crossed, they aren't heavily invested in AI yet, and hopefully
They will
won't be. They will be.
Once the Saudi money, is involved, now there's got to be some kind of return on the investment.
Because I'm sure that like the Live Golf people are really happy with Saudi money.
Well, because they lost their government money, and now they're just basically imploding. So EA is just going to become an AI-generated loot, chess, microtransaction. They're looking at Epic Games and saying, "What they're doing that? We have these properties. We have Overwatch, guys. What else do we have?
Legends.
Do that.
Need for Speed.
Need for Speed. Need for Speed is not going to make a fight.
The same picture.
We have Codemasters. We could do rally games.
Nope. Divest
This is like
Codemasters.
Josh's thing.
The exclusive exclusive NFL license, the FIFA license, and the
FIFA
Major League Baseball license. And
dozens of people care about the Major League Baseball license, I guarantee.
Madden.
This is not exciting video game.
FIFA's big. NFL Madden is big.
They're not good games, but people play Madden like crazy.
F1 still.
Madden has been a good game, but I don't know where any of the differentiation is. After a certain point in the early 2000s, every Madden game was exactly the same with updated rosters.
I actually watched a game about, or a video about the Madden games just a few weeks ago, and it was apparently the source coding that they're using now is still the same coding that they used like 15 years ago, and they're basically pushing the absolute edge of what this coding is capable of doing. And they're just milking it instead of trying to move to a better engine.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about the game or the sport?
The sport is just ridiculously popular here. They're really, really trying to make it global, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, finally,
and I'll pay attention.
In gaming quick hits, Microsoft planning to bring Xbox 360 games to PC, according to leaked documents. Well, of course, because Xbox is just a gaming brand within Windows now. There's no commitment from them for console exclusives.
Wait, so they have another reason to have a game bar installed?
No, we have another reason not to buy an Xbox physical device. For God's sakes,
just get an Xbox controller, hit that Xbox button. It brings up the game bar. You can, it's almost like Steam Big Picture mode. It puts you right into the driver's seat for just an unparalleled gaming experience right there within Windows 11. And powered by Copilot.
Did they incorporate Copilot into it as well? I'm hoping.
It's got to be.
I just said that. I'm just making things up, but I'm sure that that's probably there. So it's in this article. This is at PC Gamer. Last month, as it continues to navigate the PR craters left by its thousands of layoffs. Yeah, they're not committed to the console anymore or console exclusives. So and that's really
why is there a chain link fence in that picture?
I'm not sure.
Is he in a Faraday cage? What's going on?
Unknown. But So the Xbox 360 was already being emulated on x86 hardware. So why is this surprising? So now your x86 hardware can emulate Xbox 360 as well, even though anybody who knows how to run. Anyway.
Yeah, well, then they're making it
RBC
official
for the
now.
win.
There's actually a few categories that have been kind of our shining beacons of hope during this whole depressing last 11 months or so, 10 months. And it's audio. Even though sound cards went up a little bit, I have not seen a price increase in gaming headsets. Apparently synthetic leather and plastic are not too expensive yet. So we have products like the HyperX Cloud Stinger 3 wireless gaming headset in for review. This was just released a short time ago, and I'm very impressed. I've been testing it for the last week or so. My son took it, heavily using it during Fortnite gaming sessions. We've been using it since then and still haven't charged it. It's on its initial charge after days and days of almost, well, not constant use, but whenever possible use. And they claim an 80-hour battery life. The nice thing is there's no RGB anywhere on this thing. It's completely stealthy black device. They do offer it in white as well.
I bet it has no RAM in it. It has no RAM.
I don't know. It does have the option of Bluetooth. I didn't even test Bluetooth. I honestly forgot it was even there because I'm just using the 2.4 gigahertz dongle because I get 16-bit 48 kilohertz sound uncompressed.
Oh, that's actually better.
And this picture here, I love how HyperX has led the field in actually including a USB-C dongle. They give you a USB Type A adapter. But my son and I both recently bought Logitech headsets, the G522s, which sound very, very good and they have the best microphone I've heard in years. But they're still USB Type A. Like, what are you doing? And HyperX, like, no. The last two headsets of theirs that I've seen, they're both Type C with the option of an adapter. So, congratulations. Now, as to the comfort is very good. It's kind of hard to read these specifications. They almost look like they were written by an AI because they claimed that the headset was over 600 grams. It's like 287 grams. They said that there's protein and leather. But then I believe that these are synthetic leather.
And that's before you wear them?
There's like a bunch of dead skin and stuff on them now, but synthetic leather that's quite plush on both ear cups and the headband.
Is it synthetic or PU leather?
I don't know. I guess
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
It's Naga hide.
Yes.
Those Nagas.
It's stuck at 16-bit 48. You can't do 24-bit. It's not high res. Most 2.4 gigahertz. In fact, everyone I think I've ever used has been 16-bit. But subjectively, what I was impressed by was that unlike previous HyperX headsets that I've tested out, this doesn't have that scooped mid-range for that sort of V-shaped EQ sound. They're pretty flat through the mid-range, a little warm in the bass, but they have a 50 millimeter driver. I was expecting more prominent bass with a closed back headphone like this with that driver size.
Who doesn't like a little warmth in the bass, though?
Well, I like detail, but a lot of people think that the kind of sound I like is harsh. Like some people don't like the Grado, which has like the upper mid-range hump. But this is definitely kind of flatter mid-range, but recessed treble. Like the treble kind of rolls off after 10 or 12 kilohertz. It still sounds very good. It's very rich and warm sounding and totally non-fatiguing because there's no like shrill, high frequency sounds to worry about. Microphone, though, it sounds like a headset. It sounds like a very good headset, but it has that compressed, like I'm a pilot in a jet kind of microphone sound. Very good noise suppression, though, like the environmental. I was doing a recording test, and my son and I are both in the room. There's some crosstalk, and it was doing a pretty good job of canceling out the other voice. So that was good. It's nice and clear, but again, has that compressed sound, almost like a 3G phone call, I would say. A non-voiceover LTE sound.
So it still brings sort of that gamer tone.
It has gamer. Yeah, it sounds like gaming.
Yeah.
But look at this nice
Does it sound like I put a paper towel in front of my...
It does. You're
amazing.
spot on. That's what it sounds like.
Oh,
you need to add the
paper
recording.
towel in front of my microphone.
100%.
See how nice
But here's the
it
thing.
sounds? Yeah.
It's only $99.99.
$99.99.
And that's when it's not on sale, because the white one for some reason is already $20 off. So it's only $79.99. And that G522 that we recently bought, those are $159.99. I mean, we got them on sale. They're $129 right now.
Logi is, they're pretty proud of their,
Yeah.
their
But
headsets.
the 522s,
This is a very good price.
the 522s don't have the richness. They sound more flat and a little bit more treble. These have way more bass. Instantly, we noticed much better bass
How's the
response.
mic in comparison on the G522 versus the
G522 is the most open and desktop mic sounding headset I've heard in years.
Interesting.
not good.
Interesting.
But anyway, this is only $99. It sounds great. It has that nice warm sound. Already I'm seeing it for $20 off if you get the white one. So I was impressed enough to give it our esteemed gold award. All right. Let us move to picks of the week. Josh, please get us started.
Picks of the week. You know what? This is a shockingly good bundle, because if you start reading the small print, not only do you get the 5800X3D, you get 16 gigs of RAM, which we've had this discussion. You get a motherboard, but you also get an $80 Cooler Mastered liquid 240 millimeter AIO cooler. So for that money, it's a good deal, because the CPU itself is 350, motherboard's 120, and then essentially you get, memory and a cooler for
Well,
another $50.
don't forget that McAfee Total Protection, an $89.99 value.
Yeah. You can
With free
you
pop-ups.
can ignore that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But no, it's not horrific. It's not great, but it's not horrific.
It's not bad. You couple that with a case and a power supply and some overpriced storage, you've got yourself a gaming rig.
You got it.
All right. Jeremy, do you have a pick this week?
Kinda. Car owners like to be able to work on their cars. And the thing is, it's become ridiculously difficult to, because you have to have the proper connection to be able to connect to the diagnostics, to be able to even get proper error codes from your engine. Now, I'm not a big proponent of EasyLink. They are a company that provides that service, but it's significantly more expensive than it needs to be, and is more aimed at fleets and being able to keep track of what it is. But the thing is, they recently won a court case against the US government that is just utterly surreal. The original reason that they were taken to court, this company that lets you connect your engine over the Brett, what is it? The OODBE connector?
OBD2, OBD2, OBD.
Thank you.
Yep. Onboard diagnostics, OBD.
Yeah. So it lets you read the actual errors that your engine is producing. So they were sued by the EPA because that's the only possible way that they could find to sue these guys, because right of repair has already passed in a lot of counties and states. But EPA was convinced that, oh no, this is a way to bypass the emissions controls. And that's what they're doing. They're using this.
Someone convinced them of this.
That they couldn't sue them on the right to repair. Oh God, it's us again. They couldn't sue them on the right to repair. They couldn't sue them on the trademark because these court cases have already been lost. So they went for the Clean Air Act to say that, oh no, these people are going to be bypassing emission controls. And EasyLink won about a week ago. So this case has been dismissed with prejudice, which means it can't be brought back again. This is it. You are now able to, pretty much the last defense of the car companies trying to keep your engine diagnostics, not the engine itself, just the diagnostics proprietary. Boom. This dismissed with prejudice, their last ditch. So you won't be sued for buying the better alternatives for EasyLink, because there are a whole bunch of them. Ask Brett and Kent. I'm sure they know a couple of them.
I have
But
I have
it's
3
nice
of
to
these
know.
actually. I have a dedicated
Right?
hardware one that plugs into like pretty much any vehicle, can read the standard, like the first code page of the OBD2 set that's universal to all the vehicles. Every manufacturer kind of extends those code pages into their own space for their particular engine and chassis and et cetera, et cetera. But I have a couple of other ones for specific makes and manufacturers, with some of them with their own. Actually, both of them have their own devices and their own like very dedicated computer software that interfaces with that device and reads the codes and code pages off of the system. And I've got sort of a universal one that when anybody's having trouble with their cars, plug it in there. I just Bluetooth to it or use Wi-Fi to get attached to it and just read the standard codes from their car. So I find that very, very, very useful. Turns off the check engine light as well if they need it. Kent's nodding as well. Kent's nodding. Off? You want that off? Yeah, go get inspected. Yeah, cool. You're good to go. Do this within 2 days, though. You should go now.
The best part is, your gas tank pressurizes, right? And so if the seal's a little off, it'll say you've got an engine problem. You go in there, wiggle it around, delete that, and then you're good for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can be true.
So congratulations. It's pretty much legal now. Their last defense has fallen.
The other ones that I have on the computer are far more sophisticated, actually, for their particular makes and models. Volkswagen and Audis for me.
Well, as they should be.
Yeah.
There's no reason to block that apart from, John Deere.
Yeah.
As an example.
Moline,
also
Iowa.
lost.
I've been to the John Deere headquarters. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, nice. No, I was just going to say, do you have a pick? Or
I do. Normally when you say, hey, light up your desktop, you're talking about like on screen and manipulating and tricking out your desktop. No, this is your physical space. Why pay more? Corsair will sell you one of these for, 3 times the price, at least. But you could actually buy one of these gaming mouse pads, 13 different light modes, and a USB plug port right at your desktop, right there, for $20. So if you ever wanted one of those big mouse pads and you didn't want to pay too much, this is a way to do it. This is also, it's fairly girthy. It is large. I don't remember the actual size of by inches of it. I could look it up for you.
I appreciate the non-slip rubber base make itself stay in place without random movement.
You know what? This is a little...
Did a Raptor write that?
It is a little bit Chinesium. This is normally, at least $40, but large space to play within.
Yes.
Large space to play. If you always looked, enviously at your friends having a very large mouse pad,
hard pumping,
with all kinds of light up effects,
heart touching.
This is your entry for a $20, and you're in.
Wow, limit 3 though, so don't go too crazy.
No, just buy one. Just buy one.
Well, you don't need to buy one. And then leave it behind you when you're in the frame for like a decade or 3.
Don't get them for your siblings.
Anyways, Josh.
You should
the original box,
be
you mean?
The only one in your house with the light up mouse pad.
Okay.
I know Josh's doesn't light up, but I know it's pretty old.
Yeah, it's the Razer Goliathus, which is... It's got to be 20 years old. It's amazing. It's still works. The Rippers are at least 15.
Yeah, it's the Ripper I'm thinking of, the Triple X.
Dust inside those boxes now.
I don't know. Do we want to open one up?
I thought you have in the past.
I don't.
I thought so, but it's been a while.
It has. It's been a few years since you last unboxed them.
No,
I don't think you should open them. I don't think you should open them. No, no, don't.
But it's too late.
Oh my God, he's going. No.
What have I done?
No.
We'll be here for 5 more minutes.
Jeremy, what have you done?
And he's gonna
Jeremy, what have you done?
open it up.
should
and
not
it's
have-
gonna be like the stand.
But
He's just gonna
not the
start
XX.
gagging.
I just. I can't help myself.
Absolutely intact. Look at this.
Pristine.
Flawless.
Pristine.
Flawless.
This is a fantastic pad. Look, you know what? I don't think Extract got enough props for the quality and durability of the product. These have been sitting around for ages, and they're still.
Well, they would have had more
New
props if you'd ever reviewed them.
This is true.
Josh, would you use the word supple?
Yes.
Are they absorbent? You
Excellent.
spill some beer on it and see how that goes.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
And then put it
There you
back
go.
in the box for another 10 years.
Kent, do you have a pick?
Too big now. It's too big for the
I
box.
do have a pick. It's sort of the opposite end of the price spectrum from Brett's pick, but tech right now is kind of depressing. But here's a really cool piece of technology. It's a very old piece of technology, but it's still really cool. And the nice thing is this has no DRAM in it. This has a spring. And
That's why it
how
costs so
powers
much.
everything. And this has a Swiss-made movement with 25 joules. And this thing will last you for decades. There are plenty of examples of movements from ETA, which is the company that makes the movement for this, that are over 100 years old. So this is an investment. It will go up in value. This is not like buying a graphics card. It will go up in value. And it'll last you your whole life as long as you take care of it. And it's really cool to see how these things work.
Thank you for that pick.
Sebastian, I noticed you had a quick fill pick.
I do, and this is something I've been using a lot lately. I finally bought the official Motorola charger for my phone. If you have certain Motorola phones, you can use 68 watts. This charger is $44. It is ridiculous. It is the fastest charger I've ever used. You plug in your phone and you start to see the percentage go up in real time. I don't think there's another charger at 68 watts for a phone. I think there is
I
low 60s.
must admit, you put this up on the screen, and the price was initially off-putting to me. I'm like,
No. 68
you are
watts?
crazy.
No.
You are crazy.
It is
Then
so fast.
I looked up, and I went, oh, wait.
This
what
thing
is
can
the
be
experience for
almost
this?
dead. I'll plug it in, and it starts going up. And then I'll go
Like in
do
real
something.
time, practically.
come back, and it's up like 20%, 30%. They will charge the phone up to 80% in seemingly minutes. I haven't actually timed it yet. We are at the end of this podcast.
We are at the end.
As we move into the outro segment, and the soft YouTube library jazz starts to play in its royalty-free smoothness. And it's just soothing. Just listening to it below our voices makes us sound better.
Ushering us along.
It does. It makes everything that we're saying more impactful. Possibly.
It does.
Gives you a good
Sonorous.
clean flush.
You know what? I haven't used the word sonorous in probably 6 weeks.
Wow. I haven't used it probably ever.
Yeah, but it is a word.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. Breathe the air, people.
It means loud, deep, and rich in sound, according to
Richness.
Just like my
Gemini.
snores.
Yeah.
They are
That's
loud,
correct.
deep.
That's exactly how I meant it.
And
Apnea
so
is a
horrific.
beautiful thing.
Deep and rich.
Is it?
I don't think sleep apnea is what I meant at all.
Oh, okay.